12 games on the NBA slate tonight. The debut of the number 1, 2, and 3 draft picks. Some game winners, some highlight dunks, close games, blowouts. It's the NBA, so you already know. But before we get into all that, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, click the bell to stay up to date on all things outside the playbook. We are on the road to 500, and I cannot get there without you.
He's heating up.
Like I said, there was 12 games on the NBA slate tonight. The debut of Wembanyama, Brandon Miller, and Scoot Henderson, the top 3 draft picks. But before we get into that part, there were some big nights around the league. I'm not talking about the stars. I'm talking about some unexpected performances. You start off in Brooklyn with Cam Thomas. He drops 36 points, 13 to 21 off of the bench. Last year, Kyrie, KD, they got traded, and he started to sense that, you know what, maybe this is my opportunity to be a guy that's going to be featured in the offense, a go-to scorer, that 6-man role. That can be me, and he showed it this early in the season already that this is going to be his year. This is the mentality that he's coming in with, and 36 points off of the bench is the right way to start the season. Cade Cunningham had me a little stressed a little bit, all right? Gave my Heat a little card attack at the end. Cade Cunningham, 30 points, 9 assists, 4 3-pointers. What a way to start off his season, bringing him back into the fold for the Detroit Pistons. I expect a big year from him. Bruce Brown, I can't say that I seen this coming, but the way the general manager was talking from Denver, and you're an NBA champion, and you're starting a new season on a new team, that's a bold move to make when you have a chance to run it back, but you decide to take the money, go to a different organization. He's had something to prove, so 24 points and 6 threes is a great way to send a message that, hey, I'm here to put in some work. You know, I'm not scared of the moment. I'm not scared of the opportunity that's, you know, in front of me to be a starting 2-guard in the league. I've done my time as a 6-man energy guy. Now he's looking to make a change in his role on a different team. I like his pairing with Halliburton on the Indiana Pacers. Harrison Barnes, a vet, 33 points, 5 3-pointers, and the win, you know, the Kings, they topped the Utah Jazz, but there were 4 games tonight won by 15 points or more. All right, the Pacers beat the Wizards by 23. I'm not gonna go into that, you know, Jordan Poole, all that. I'm not gonna dive into it. All right, just one game. Orlando, they beat the Rockets by 30 points, by 30. The Thunder beat the Bulls in Chicago by 20 points. The Kings beat the Jazz by 16, led by Harrison Barnes and his 33 points and 5 3-pointers. You got to have some pride in your offseason. You got to have some pride in your ability to compete, your ability to start the season off on the right foot. I'm not saying you got to win, but you got to come in there and compete every single possession. There's too many guys on this night that had 3, 4, 5, or more 3-pointers. There's so many wide open looks that's been made available by guys just falling asleep on defense, getting caught on screens, back screens, double downs, pin downs, all these different scenarios, just falling asleep on the defensive side of the ball because you're so caught up in scoring 25, 30 points that you're also giving up 143 points on the opposite side of the ball. That's unacceptable for night one. But like I said, there are 3 draft picks that debut tonight. Scoot Henderson, he debuted for the Portland Trailblazers versus the Clippers. Struggled early on, kind of got some points on the board late, but 11 points and 4 assists. I'm not, reading too much into that, all right? He struggled against Russell Westbrook, a guy that has a chip on his shoulder, trying to prove that he is still an elite point guard in the NBA. So Russ had a big night. I'm not too, worried about Scoot, just game 1. Brandon Miller, he debuted versus the Atlanta Hawks. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 threes. And I made this comment on draft night. And when I did the review of that draft, he is not there to be a feature guy. He is there to be a piece. Lonzo Ball, PJ Washington, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, and when Miles Bridges comes back into the fold, he's also there. They have a lot of guys already that can do so many different things. They don't need him to come in and be an all-star caliber player. He's brought in there to be a piece and fill a role, and he did that, perfectly tonight. Like I said, 13 points, 3 threes, 3 rebounds off the bench, did his job. But we're going to talk about Wemby now, okay? Everybody's going to be talking about Wembanyama, but 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 threes. He had 9 points in the fourth quarter, 5 fouls. So for the first 3 quarters of this game, he looked like a rookie. That's the only thing that I got out of it. He looked like a rookie. All right, the first 3 quarters of the game. They're down by 7 points. He's in foul trouble. Pop checks him back into the game. He scores maybe 9 of the next 11 points. Okay, get them back into the game, gave them hopes to close this thing out and get a win against the Dallas Mavericks team, who's featuring Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving. They have a rookie of their own on the other side who's having a very big debut night. You have Grant Williams into the fold. Tim Hardaway Jr. had a great performance off of the bench for that team. So there's a lot of things going on in this game. And for him to step into that moment in the fourth quarter and knowing that his team needed him to have an impact and him delivering, that gives me a lot of hope that, yes, it's just one of those nights, especially you're going against Kyrie and Luka. That's foul trouble anyways. And then on top of the fact, you have a pest like Grant Williams, crafty. He's going to be in his ear. He's also going to be talking to the refs like, hey, watch for this. You know, all of those things come into play. So I understand the 5 fouls, all right, just night 1. But everybody's going to be talking about the fact that we said that he's a better prospect than LeBron James. All right, that doesn't mean that he's better than LeBron James now. All right, everybody has the luxury of seeing LeBron James play for 21 years. All right, what that means is considering the tools that Wemby has. All right, the skill, the shooting ability, shot blocking, moving his feet, being able to handle the basketball. Yes, but there's also a thing that you can't teach. Him being 7 foot 5 inches tall with an 8 foot wingspan. You can't teach that, all right? So yes, in my eyes, he's a better prospect, but the thing that made LeBron so great, the thing that makes Kobe, Michael Jordan, Kareem, all of the other players that are in the GOAT conversation great is their abilities, their natural skill, their natural talent was coupled with an enormous ability to work and outwork everybody else. All right, they didn't just love the game, they were obsessed with it. They were obsessed with playing at the highest level. That's what drove them to their greatness. So I'm not saying Wemby is going to be an all-time great. I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest of all time. But at this point, the skills and tools in his toolbox are better than LeBron James at day 1. All right, but like I said, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 3 threes. If you watch the game, you've seen it. First 3 quarters, rookie. Final quarter, he looked like Kevin Durant taking over the basketball game. He looked like Giannis. He looked like one of those superstar players that's going to lead a franchise one day. But let me know in the comments what you think about Wemby's debut. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. That's one more for the good guys.
He's heating